Prelude to Bhagavad Gita, Kali Yuga Nimitta, the dawning of the age of ignorance, war, and moral decay. Thousands of years ago, the arrival of divine omens, called Nimitta, began. When the star Arundhati, Alcor, appeared ahead of Vasishtha, Mizar, in the Ursa Major constellation. Thus commenced apocalyptic events that would disturb the natural balance of order in the heavens and earth. Two unusual eclipses occurred in a single month, accompanied by comets blazing across the sky. Meteor showers flew overhead. Jackals and dogs howled ominously at dusk, and birds like ravens and vultures gathered in unusual numbers. Statues wept, rivers made strange sounds, and rains of blood fell without any clouds, signaling the approach of death and chaos. The approach of the great Mahabharata war. What happens next is a series of events the world will never forget. Now listen as we travel back in time to discover ourselves through the greatest wisdom ever taught to mankind, the Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya, the charioteer of the blind king Dhritarashtra, narrates.
In the ancient kingdom of Hastinapura, where ambition and wisdom clashed like fire and rain, the seeds of a cataclysmic battle were sown, destined to be known as the Great Mahabharata War. At the heart of this looming storm stands the great archer Arjuna, third of the 5 Pandava brothers. His mind is troubled, his heart heavy as he gazes upon the sacred battlefield of Kurukshetra. Long before this moment, the kingdom was fractured by a bitter rivalry between cousins. Arjuna, the third son of King Pandu, along with his Pandava brothers, are in a clash against their cousins, the Kauravas, led by the envious Duryodhan. It all began when Arjuna's father, King Pandu, had an untimely death, leaving the throne unoccupied. King Pandu's brother, the blind Dhritarashtra, became its temporary ruler, driven by his seniority and the need to maintain stability in the kingdom, given the young age of the Pandav brothers and the complex dynamics of the Kuru court. To appease the growing tensions and rivalry, the blind king awarded the forested region of Indraprastha to Arjuna and his brothers. However, Indraprastha was barren, undesirable, and inhospitable due to its dense wilderness and rugged landscape. The Indraprastha forest was home to wild animals and supernatural beings like the serpent deities called Nagas, and therefore the land was deemed unsuitable for development. Indraprastha was far less desirable than the thriving capital of Hastinapura, which remained under the control of the Kauravas and their father, Dhritarashtra. Despite the unfair situation, the Pandavas eventually succeeded through wisdom, bravery, and the help of the fire god Agni, building the resplendent city of Indraprastha after a hard-fought battle with the Naga serpent race. Consumed by jealousy, Duryodhan hatched a dirty plan with his cunning uncle Shakuni, a master of gambling and deceit. On that fateful day, the Pandavas fell victim to Duryodhan and Shakuni's trickery, losing it all in a high-stakes game of dice, losing their kingdom, their wealth, and even their freedom. This act of treachery effectively prevented the Pandavas from ascending to the throne of Hastinapur. Worse still, their wife, Draupadi, was humiliated in the royal court, dragged by her hair, as Duryodhan and his friends attempted to disrobe her. Draupadi's honor was trampled as the elders remained silent. This caused Arjuna's heart to burn with rage, yet his hands were bound by the royal exile imposed upon them. Sentenced to 13 years of exile, the Pandavas and Draupadi wandered in obscurity, their spirits tested by hardship, while the Kauravas reveled in stolen glory and luxury. When the exile ended, Arjuna, through his divine guide Krishna, strove for peace several times, requesting only a tiny parcel of land. But Duryodhan, blinded by ego and greed, refused peace, rejecting Lord Krishna. Thus, with Arjuna and his brothers given no choice, war has become inevitable. As armies assembled in battle formation on Kurukshetra's sacred plain, Arjuna stands on his chariot, his bow Gandiva trembling in his grip. In his mind, a dark storm rages. How can I kill my family, my friends, my cousins, my beloved teachers, and respected elders? All for the sake of a throne? Will victory stained with their blood be worth the bloodshed? Can dharma and righteousness be upheld by such carnage and death, or am I doomed to forsake it? Arjuna's heart, once resolute, falters under the weight of love, duty, respect, and the consequences of a decision that will lead to certain death and unimaginable loss. Arjuna's dilemma on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, as depicted in this prelude to the Bhagavad Gita, is a profound moral and spiritual allegory for the universal human experience that confronts us with grave and seemingly insurmountable challenges. The Bhagavad Gita mirrors our struggles with life's never-ending trials where choices carry devastating consequences. What is the right course of action? Will I be committing sin? Where can I find the answers? The Supreme Lord Krishna will show the way. The stage is set. The trumpets of war are ready to sound. Arjuna, the warrior torn between love and duty, courage and confusion, awaits Krishna's revelation to clear the fog of his indecision. This is a dialogue with the divine that echoes and inspires wisdom to this very day and will live on through the ages. This is the greatest epic ever known to man. And so it begins. Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God.